No, we aren't done talking about Squid Game. This show obviously has a lot of death in it. I mean, it's not Wheel of Fortune, so how else are you going to eliminate contestants? With that said, today we're going to get precise and figure out exactly how much death there is in the show. We're talking about giving Squid Game the good old-fashioned kill count treatment. Exactly how much carnage was there in the most popular Netflix show of all time? Let's find out. This is the Squid Game kill count. Okay, let's establish some rules. Mainly, we're including everything. Obviously, we all know a lot of people bite the dust throughout the games themselves, but we can't forget about the guards, or anyone else who dies outside of the games. And yes, we'll also factor in deaths that are referenced as well. With that said, let's get started. The carnage starts during Game 1. Despite the fact that our friend in the suit practically slaps Ji-hun into another dimension, those hands aren't quite deadly. The killing begins during red light, green light. And not only is that where the carnage kicks off, it's easily the most deadly scene in the entire season. Over half of the contestants are taken out pretty darn quick. But our friend here, with the blonde hair, gets the honor of being the very first kill. Player 324 gets killed before he even realizes that the games are deadly, which surprised me given how much personality this guy had just taking his photo. Followed by his buddy, player 250, who picked a terrible time and direction to run. And then player 306 with the dome shot. After this, it's a really steady bombardment of bullets that take out all the players dumb enough to disregard the pretty clearly stated rules. All while the old man is clearly having the best day ever. When all is said and done, 255 players have been eliminated. After the vote to continue and everyone returns back to their hopeless lives, there's a bit of a break from the violence, with the exception of Duck-soo, who's betrayed by his friend and ambushed. He makes it out alive by jumping off a bridge, which is both irony and foreshadowing, but not before dealing with the man who sold him out with some brutal stabbing. Side note, this scene is really awesome. Its brutality mixed with the goofy music and the overall framing of the scene establishes Duck-soo as a great villain. Before the games kick off again, our heroic cop, Jun-ho, begins his infiltration by strangling a guard, one with an O mask. And on to Game 2, the Honeycomb Challenge. Player 369 is taken out first with a headshot, but can we take a moment to ask why this guy decided to do this challenge at the top of the slide? I suppose he needed his space to concentrate, but I like to imagine it was actually to enjoy one final slide. We get a montage of executions from handguns, with one firing squad finale for those who ran down the clock. And the last contestant to die here is number 119. We have to give him credit for not going down without a fight, though he ends up killing himself, bringing the death count in this game to 79 players. We also get our second pink guard death here as well, this time a square mask, when Cobra Commander shows up and lays down the law. Next up, we have player 271. Certainly not the brightest bulb in the box. Probably shouldn't have gotten in the face of the guy with the neck tattoo. So he's the first player to quite literally get beaten to death. Once that guy's dead, all bets are off and we get to the Midnight Brawl. This sequence is probably the most diverse when it comes to deaths, so we'll break down the on-camera ones individually. Mrs. Tattletale gets a knife to her throat, and this guy gets shanked multiple times. This guy strangles and breaks another guy's neck, and this woman gets bludgeoned over by the door. That's it for obvious on-screen kills, but when the night is over, 27 players have been eliminated.
That means we killed 27?
Which very conveniently leaves us with 80 players. Perfect for 8 10-player tug-of-war teams. We see Duck-soo and the Doctor's team beat another team for 10 kills. And of course, Ji-hun and Sang-woo's team beats their opponents for 10 more kills. And there are 2 more rounds of tug-of-war off-screen, resulting in 20 more deaths. Afterwards, the Doctor stabs another guard to death, this time a triangle mask, so we're really making our way through all the shapes. And we check back in on our undercover cop, who puts a round in a circle guard and dumps him into the water. The jig is up for the organ harvesters and our doctor not long after. So Cobra Commander shows up to execute a triangle mask, and then has the doctor promptly machine gunned. The next challenge is the marble game, which not only kills a bunch of players, but also all of us in the audience emotionally. We also get our first referenced backstory death, with Se-byuk mentioning her father being killed trying to swim across the border while fleeing North Korea, as well as how her grandparents and older brother died too. As for on-screen deaths in the Marble Challenge, this guy is killed near Sang-woo and Ali, and this guy near Se-byuk and Ji-young. Deok-su's tall henchman, player 40, gets eliminated, and of course his creepy henchman, who you probably remember for being creepy. This guy gets eliminated while Ali is wandering around on his counting mission, and then of course, why? So there were 40 players after Tug of War, minus the doctor we're left with 39 if you include our favorite crazy lady who sat the round out. When everyone returns to their bunks, there are 17 players left, meaning a total of 23 players were killed. When everybody wakes up the next day, they find the husband hanging around. And then we finally arrive at the bridge game. Weirdo's second favorite number, player 96, is the first to fall to his death, followed by her, and then player 62, the math teacher, who we have to give some credit to not only for the quick math calculations, but also those 3 quick correct guesses. Player 21 forgets which way the math teacher went and falls next, followed by her, and then player 151 tries to knock the preacher forward but ends up getting killed himself. And then the preacher gets knocked to his death, and player 407 thinks he can see the tempered glass, but he can't. This guy gets pushed by our favorite crazy lady and our least favorite criminal and falls to his death. And then we get our first murder-suicide when she locks herself around him and throws them both off the platform to their deaths. The last bridge game death goes to the glassmaker, who almost made it. Simply put, he should have made up his mind and taken his 50-50 odds. But instead, Sang-woo yeets him forward to make the decision for him. When all is said and done, 13 players die during the bridge game. With the bridge game wrapped up and dinner over, Sang-woo shows everyone what we've known for a while. He is not messing around. He stabs Se-byuk to death. Our cop is killed by Cobra Commander, who turns out to be his own brother. Granted, there is speculation that he isn't actually dead, but that's all speculation. If this dude washes up on shore somewhere alive in Season 2, we'll amend that in our count. And finally, we get to the Squid Game, and Sang-woo arguably commits the most brutal kill on the show on himself. I mean, stabbing yourself in the throat with your own knife is pretty hardcore. Jihan finds his mother dead upon his return, and of course, Il-nam kicks the bucket in his bed. I can't believe we all wasted our tears on you, old man. Oof, that's a lot of death. Do you think that they should try to break this kill streak in Season 2? Let us know in the comments section below. Don't forget to hit that notification bell and binge our Squid Game playlist. But most importantly, stay wicked.